East End of London, in the shadow of Canary Wharf, is George Green's, an inner-city secondary school. It's 6:30 in the morning and Mick Thomas, the facilities manager, is opening up for the day. Like any typical day at this extended school, it's sure to be busy and varied.
I've been at the school for approximately 9 years. I came here originally as an assistant schoolkeeper, but I've progressed now to the facilities manager. The Isle of Dogs, it's a very close-knit community, and every single person on the island knows of George Green's. And we've got people from all different backgrounds. We are open constantly. It's a community school. It's not just a school for children, it's a school for everybody on the island.
For the last 10 years, George Green's school has been offering extended services for their students, as well as the wider community.
You got your rolls out and your muffins.
The Breakfast Club is just part and parcel of the school day.
I like Breakfast Club because like you get with all your friends in the morning and speak to your friends and then go to the library or something.
At my old school we had to pay like £1 a week, but I like this one better because you get more things and it's free.
The Breakfast Club's been running for I think it's about 7 years, and we get around about 100 kids, sometimes more. It's always busy.
You get beans, you get bacon, you get egg muffins, you get bacon rolls, hot chocolates and juice.
Yes, darling.
Breakfast Club is important because if the kids have had something to eat in the morning, it puts them in a better mood for the day and they're not grumpy and miserable, because we have sometimes had kids come up to us that if they haven't had Breakfast Club or they've missed it because they've come in late, like I'm starving, I'm grumpy, I need something to eat, they're all like this and agitated. So I think it really is a good start to the day.
Boys, can you make your way out, please? Rubbish in the bins. Girls, come on, rubbish in the bins.
It's the start of the academic day. The school has already been open to students for just over an hour.
Good morning.
Now, at the moment, what do you think is happening to Eddie's heartbeat?
George Green's is a fully inclusive school with just over 1,000 pupils and 160 teachers and support staff.
A typical day at George Green's school doesn't exist because every day is different, which is why I'm still here 11 years later, because there's no chance to be bored.
The school realises the importance of tailoring extended services to the specific needs of their children and the community. This morning, children with behavioural issues are having lessons away from the school.
An extended service is anything that you want it to be. An extended school is anything you want it to be. It can't be bolt on. I think it's a big mistake to try to be ticking off what's extended and what isn't. And I think you actually just look at the whole picture.
The school have built up links with various community organisations and have a particularly special relationship with Mudshoot, the local city farm. Children help out with the day-to-day chores on the farm and at the same time get a valuable lesson on the land.
Who's going to do the ducks and the chickens for me? So use 5.
Tina Kelly is the education advisor at the farm and coordinates working with the school.
At Mudshoot we provide a service for young people from the local secondary school, and we provide workshops and we provide tasks around the farm. Because a lot of the young people have problems with writing and reading. We put them out onto the farm to do activities that are more interactive and more energising, so they're hands-on, because they tend to sort of lose it a bit when you start to do paperwork and written work.
It makes me feel good that I'm doing something for animals and that. I take it as if it's going to be my house in a way, because if it's not clean then there's no point living in it.
It's about how you value each child, and it's hard sometimes. It's more difficult when their behaviour is bad or they bring with them a lot of problems. But it's actually how do we value what they achieve, even if it's not the 5 A to C's.
I feel proud of what I'm doing for the animals. It helps them not to sleep on the floor, dirty floor. It's a lot of help. It's a lot of help, really. In the further future, say if someone asks me to work on a farm, then I've got experience. I'll say, yeah, I know how to muck out now and feed animals and treat them and feed them and that.
Right, I need a couple of you standing there, blocking that path.
It's about how you can work with your community to develop and extend the opportunities for young people to experience success. Now, some people might say, well, you're doing too much, you know, school is about education. Well, I think that young people learn all of the time in a whole variety of places and from a whole range of adults.
Just make yourself look bigger like that, all right, and don't let them pass you, OK?
Because we're a charitable organisation, we rely a lot on the community coming in, giving their time up voluntary. I'm really proud of the group that come, the young people. They've achieved so much and they give so much back to the farm as well.
Thank you very much.
Oh, well, let's go in there with them.
You've got to clean them out now.
It's break time and support staff are on duty.
What's happened? Come and take you down to pupil reception, yeah? And we'll sort it out after, yeah?
George Greens believes that if an extended school is to be effective, it must form a strong relationship with its community. And the best way to do this is to employ local people.
Our supervisors used to be the dinner ladies. We realised that here was a valuable group of local women who knew the kids, who knew the area.
Let go. Get let go.
They were dealing with bullying, they were dealing with racist, they were dealing with all sorts of things, conflict resolution. They weren't using those words, but that's what they said. And then we looked at the job description and said they'll clean the custard away, or whatever it was.
Angie Rowbottom is the team leader. She prides herself on being on first-name terms with most of the children at the school.
Fred, get down, please. Outside.
I've been here since year 7. She's been there for me, even through the bad times and the good times.
I've been here for about 2 years, and she's done well for me, innit? Looked out for me.
Is she allowed to climb there?
She's all right there, isn't she? She won't hurt herself.
Oh.
We gave them a new name, which they chose. They chose a uniform, which is red, and now they're known as the Redcoats. But they chose that so they're easy to see. So if you're in trouble, you find a supervisor. And they are fantastic. So nobody worries if I'm not in school, but if the supervisors weren't here, you'd worry.
Right, stop it, because you always end up turning into fights. Nikki, go, come on. Where the kids know you're not, and where you all live in this community, it's they take notice. They respect you if you say, don't do that, what you're doing, and they stop. Boys, don't run, please! Right, I'm just going to get a kid out if she's got a mobile phone on her, and she ain't supposed to have it, and she refused to give it in earlier. We go to help supply teachers in classes when supply teachers start. We go to lessons, we move kids from lessons. So, you're all right? Yeah, you're all right. She ain't in period 5, so where's she gone? She did come back.
People come now from all over the country to see the supervisors and to meet them and have copied that idea in their school, and to us we're very proud of that. If it helps another school, it's great.
The idea of having extended schools was born out of Every Child Matters. This government paper recognised that schools need to work as part of a multi-agency team if they're to ensure a swift response to children's welfare needs. Jason Beasley coordinates the social services and welfare team at the school.
Do you want to come to a case conference this afternoon at 3 p.m. here?
He also works closely with external social workers within the borough.
In the past, before we actually had social workers in the school, we were in a position where we would have to get on the phone called something called Childline. We then took Childline, they would take the details, they would then contact a social worker, then duty social worker would get on to us at some point. That could have been, say, sometimes it could be 4 hours down the line, it could maybe be the next day, and in the meantime we've got this case that we feel that needs some sort of intervention. Now we have a team in the school, we can actually judge the ones that really need intervention, that's the first thing, and we can actually deal with them quicker. OK, I'll see you later. The point about having social workers in the school is to actually make us more accessible, more user-friendly. Right, thanks very much, John.
Jason is on his way to meet the family of a boy with special educational needs.
Dad's asked for this meeting today. He normally doesn't ask for meetings. I usually work through Mum. Mum's usually in to me once a week about her worries for her son. Hello, thanks, I'm in.
The boy has failed to turn up to school today, and the father is also finding his behaviour challenging.
These mood swings.
What, you think it's something like an illness?
Yeah.
And what, they're getting worse?
Yeah.
I can have a word with Emma Grove, who's the head of the SENCO. She's the SENCO for the school, which is social inclusion for children with special needs.
Jason and his team go on up to 4 home visits a week. In this case, the visit has been requested by the parent, but often they happen because the school has highlighted a child in need.
2 or 3 times he's come that close to getting a backhander.
Yeah, well, you don't want to do that.
It's getting to that stage.
But if you could change the routine in the morning so that you're in charge, then this thing perhaps won't happen. He's also probably going to get to the stage that he's growing out of it too. See you, thanks very much for letting us come round. Okay. Bye.
After meeting with the father, Jason manages to persuade the boy to go back to school with him.
Thank you, John.
It's lunchtime, and the school go that extra mile to keep the peace in their playground.
I've been at the school for 6 years. Was one of the first Safer Schools police officers brought into Tower Hamlets. Some pupils have the idea that they don't like police, and then when they actually get to know me or my colleagues that come into the school, they see a different side to us. It's not just a uniform, it's a person behind it and the fact that we can support them. I'll speak to you in a bit. I'll come and see you at lunchtime, all right? We've dealt with a variety of incidents in school. What did I say to you about smoking? Ranging from knives being brought into school, fireworks, fights.
Today is no exception, and 2 boys have come to blows.
Who's Kenny had a fight with then?
Kenny and Bosch.
Where are they now?
Bosch is down, so one of the teachers.
We need to go and find Kenny then, don't we?
Boys as well.
Yeah.
Duncan has tracked down the boys involved in the fight, and in line with the school's policy, he's keen for them to iron out their differences.
Now, who wants to go first and let me know exactly what happened?
Someone pushed my hand when I was grabbing hold of Nadif, and then it hit his hand to punch me, so I was bleeding.
Okay, is that right, Kenny?
Yeah.
Someone's grabbed your hand and made you throw a punch, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, even though it's not you yourself punching, have you got anything to say to Nadif?
Sorry.
Conflict resolution and restorative justice has been around for centuries, but is now being brought back into schools to give young people ownership of the reasons why they've done it and the fact that they've had a choice and they've made that choice to do something wrong, and this is their choice again to make it right.
The problem is, because of your actions before then, everyone gets excited and wants to get involved.
Yeah.
So, do you understand how this has come about?
Yeah.
You want to shake on it, gents?
Yeah.
So we're going to go back into lessons. If there's any problems, you must come and tell me, or member of staff, or someone from the Positive Playground team.
All right.
Okay.